fighting against people from Al Maghrib. And we go into this CASHAPP war with them. They named the whole continent Africa in the Berlin Conference because that's when Ifraq in Arabic, they divided, Ifraq, they divided up the land. They divided up the land in the Berlin Conference, right? We didn't call it Africa. Over here, we used to refer to the land as the Afar Inca.
Okay.
The Afar Inca is a homonym for Africa. So we knew we called it Afar Inca, and we knew we had trade with people from over there as proven by Mansa Musa, right? And that his brother found it so heavenly over here amongst our women, he didn't want to go home. And he brought his spear of rulership to this land and presented it to the big mama over here.
But I'm hoping people, excuse me for interrupting, I'm hoping people are hearing you, that there's always been a connection.
Right.
So what I'm saying is, people are saying, like someone just said, that my great-great-grandparents, it was called Africa at the time. Well,
because look, they wasn't, but great grandparents back is just when they named it that. They would have said they tried. They would have identified. And over there right now, the only time they identify themselves outside they tribe is when they're attaching it to the modern terminology for their country. Otherwise, if they talking to each other, they identify their tribe to each other. They know each other by tribes. But when they go out into the world, they have to use what the rest of the world has accepted as the norm. So they identify their tribe from this country. Right? They don't identify themselves as Africans, even because they're going to tell you they Nigerian. They're going to tell you they from Swahili. I mean, from Tobago or Togo.
Of course, yeah. Even
Algeria, Kenya. They're not going to say they Africans. So Africa is a broad contextual catch term to list every tribe over there. They don't agree with each other about their tribal origin, but each tribe is in a country they forced to accept by settlers, colonizers. They didn't divide the land up. They told us when they divided it up at the Berlin Conference, which made the Spanish-speaking Arabs and the Arab-speaking peoples that was in the conference call it Ifraq, the divided lands that was divided up in the Berlin Conference. You hear people talking about it was called Al-Qiwalan. That means the land before. Before what? It wasn't called, that's an Arabic term. So it must have been the land before the Arabs came. Or was it when the Arabs came before the Spanish came? What do it mean? What is it in reference to? Because the culture over there is very similar to the culture over here. When we name something, we name it based off of a trait or characteristic. Right? So what is it the land before? They calling it that now using the Arabic tongue to refer to the land was there before the settlers came, but we don't know their culture. So we assume that that's the accepted name of all of the tribes over there. Old maps got Sudan wrote across them and some of them got the Greek Ethiops written across it. That's Ethiopia and Sudan, which has been rendered only to two countries now. But at one time, the map had that scrawl, the navigator scrawled that across there, not me. Look, I never seen the person's DNA test say Moor.
Or Indian.
Well, I've seen Indian on DNA tests.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, but I've never Not one time ever seen more on a DNA test.
I've seen Native American. I have never seen Indian.
Yeah, it's normally Native American / Indian.
Oh, okay. Is that
That's
what
how
you
they.
were Nisha, or was it just Native American?
No, what it said was indigenous. That's the
Oh,
man said
indigenous.
indigenous.
Mhm. So it probably depends on where you're getting the test from too. And then remember, it's for entertainment purposes, cause so they can alter the designations. If too many of us becoming aware, they'll alter the designation and change the meaning.
Oh.
It's for entertainment purposes only.
Say that again. They'll alter what? Say it again.
They'll alter the designation and change the definition.
Okay, so they're gonna alter it
When they feel like it, because it's for entertainment purposes only, it's at their discretion. But as soon as we become hip to their games, then that's when they start trying to move pieces around. When they call us all those different terms, that's called a razzle dazzle. Noble Drew Ali said, "Man, is truth and falsehood strangely mixed." What is he talking about? All DNA tests is controlled from a central source because they got to go to what they call a data information bank.
Mm-mm. I'm gonna disagree on that one.
Ask yourself, where is the Africans getting the genome codes for the ones that's native and organic to this land? Where is they getting the genetic codes to the ones from Asia, from Australia, from New Zealand? All of this is in a central database. The central database is a supercomputer located in Geneva, Switzerland. This is where all of your internet connections feed to. This giant supercomputer is where it's the source for AI. It's called HAL 366. But it's really IBM. If you look at the words, they just move down the word. HAL is HAL, HIABLM, IBM. It's a code. They don't want us to know all of that, all of the educational data that's been controlled by colonists is still controlled until we take control of the entire system. If we don't take control of the system, what they say is the order of the day, what they say is the law, what they say is the rules, because they the ones that we responsible to get rid of. Their systems, the colorable law systems. When you start talking about DNA, there's a book called Mendelian Inheritance in Man that gives you the whole descriptive breakdown of the DNA, what genome holds what trait. It's all in the central database. All of the universities of the world is connected into a central database. So they might use a different way of testing. Instead of a swab of the mouth, they might use skin scrape. But when you go back to getting to the data that they're using, they have to have all of the genetic codes of the earth if they're going to tell you from a different part of the earth from over there. Otherwise, they would only have a collection of African DNA of Africans in Africa. So they have to branch out and get the codes that tells you whose DNA is what.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all for entertainment purposes. This the game of the gods, where deception is overcome. It is because it's a puzzle. It's a razzle-dazzle play. Look, David Copperfield gonna make a jet disappear in Vegas. We going to see it. Everybody on the way to go see David Copperfield illusion of making the jet disappear. See on the sign that they're calling David Copperfield the greatest illusionist ever known. And when we get there, we say, I'm not going to let him trick me of making me think the airplane disappear. Soon as he make the airplane disappear, we forget that he's the greatest illusionist in the world.
Mm.
And we start saying, how the hell he make that plane disappear? It was still just an illusion. And now we trying to figure out how he did it. He had to make that plane disappear. It was an illusion. He told you that. They told us in Morals and Dogma that they was going to give us a whole lot of dogma to override our moral compass that's going to tell us where to be located on the land. They gave us the whole layout of the playout of their entire system in Morals and Dogma and in protocols